Trade Collective is registered for VAT and operates on a bi-monthly VAT cycle. You will remember I went around the venues telling you that the frequency is 2 in this case. And the reason I did that is because I knew that if we didn't tell you what the frequency was, it was going to affect your amounts in the end. So that means the work was not going to be correct. Now, the company's VAT registration number has been given to us. The previous VAT period ended on the 28th of February 2026, with the corresponding VAT return due for submission by the 20th of the following month. The company's financial year commenced on the 1st of March 2026 in accordance with audit requirements and regulations set out by the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission. All financial records will be maintained and securely stored for a minimum period of 3 years. So the reason we set this line or gave you this line is because we wanted you to apply now it as a retention period and also the reason for retaining those documents in the system. Of course, you would remember that the reason we retain documents in the system differs based on the policy from one company to another. I always make an example that at CPUT, for instance, we keep your documents. Even if you obtained a 0, we keep your script for a period of 5 years, so that even if you come back at a later stage, you will see your 0 waiting for you if you obtained a 0. So we will keep that for a period of 5 years. That is a policy, retention policy of CPUT. So each and every company has its own retention policy. And also, we normally retain documents depending on the space that we have on the system. For instance, if you are a small business, you don't want to end up renting a large amount of spaces for documents that literally have nothing to do with the business. So if you are a small business, you would want to use as minimum space as possible so that you don't incur expenses in terms of renting space. And then you were asked a couple of questions there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to transfer the information. And the reason we give you this as a paragraph, it is because we want you to sort of comprehend and be able to transfer the information that you read from the question paper and apply it on the system accordingly. As you would know, at work, for instance, I always make an example that you are not going to be told or you are not going to be given a list of transactions. Some of these decisions that will take place are coming or they emanate from a meeting that was held last week. So you would have to implement based on the minutes that were given. So we always train our students to keep that in mind as well. So we said the name of the company is Urban Trade Collective. So I'm just going to transfer the information as I see it. Now here I'm going to use any address that appears here, but you know the address was given to you just in the interest of time. So I'm going to use any address that appears here. Please just bear with me. Okay, and okay, 7992. Right, and the banking details, we're told that our bank is Mercantile Bank. Where is my spectacles now? I can't see. Mercantile Bank, and the account number was given as 6180 what, okay. And then let's not mind the branch codes and the check accounts and what, it will still work. But we always say that when you are given that information, because you will never know what we are going to look at. So if you are given information, you should always use that information to the best of your ability. Right, we don't mind the logos and the position of the logos, but we were requested in this exercise to use our modern invoice layout, and then we go on next. And now, because we were told that this is a VAT vendor, or this company is registered for VAT, so that means we are collecting VAT on behalf of SARS. So now we need to do our VAT settings. You will remember, obviously, that in the first term, we used to select no in this option because we did not deal with any VAT. But because we are dealing with VAT now, we have to select that option. And the VAT number was given to us as 852147. And the VAT number is always 10 numbers. The VAT number is always 10 numbers. And the system, if you put less or more, the system will reject those numbers. And then the invoice settings, we leave the decimals at 0 because we'll be selling whole units. We won't be selling any half units. And then now we were given the beginning of our financial year as the 1st of March 2026, which means that it ends on the 28th of February 2027. So we leave that as it is. And we're told also that our retention period is 3 years, and that is for CIPC, and audit. Right? And then we click on finish. Do you want to log into the company? And the answer is yes, because that is the company we want to work with. Are there any questions at this point? So this is step number 1. This is step number 1, and I always encourage that we take it step by step. So I will do one step and then ask questions if you have any. Are there any questions at this point? Are we all clear on this part?
I'm good, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, the next step within these paragraphs, these 3 paragraphs as well, step number 2 now, that is us setting our bank account or our banking details. And the reason we do that, you will remember that as a business, there are expenses that we may be required to incur as we are busy setting up. I just want you to imagine that we are busy setting up our business while the groceries are coming in and our stock is coming in. At some point, we will need to buy sellotape. At some point, we will need to buy and replace a bulb that's broken. And at some point, we will need to buy water. So the reason we are setting up our account as the first thing, it is because of those transactions. Even though we have not formally started trading, but there are still expenses that we will have to incur as the business. So that is why we start with our bank account in this case. And that bank account must reflect together with the financial statements of the business, because those expenses, they still belong to the business. So they must be reflected in the income statement or statement of profit and loss. Now, in order for us to add our banking details or our bank account, we'll simply go to banking, add banks and credit cards, and the information is just a matter of extracting that information from the paragraphs. The bank account name in this case is a business check account. It can be anything as long as you will be able to recognize. So that is a business check account. And the common mistake that we always make here is to think that here they are asking for the bank name. No, they're asking for the bank account name. And then the category, you can simply say this is our main account or default account. That is the category. And then the default payment method, you would know that as it is now, because we are moving in an information age, into an information era or information age, we are mostly dependent on information systems. So payments, we're striving to be a cashless society as it is. So we no longer use cash that much. So the default payment method is always EFT, because that is a pretty, what do they call it? The most used method, the most preferred method, and that is EFT. Unless you are told otherwise, I always advise that we use EFT in this regard. And then the bank name was given to us as Mercantile Bank. The bank name was given to us as Mercantile Bank. And the account number also was given to us as, right. Brand name, I'll just say Mtata. Now, we come here, we make this a default bank account. But let me just not make it a default bank account so that you can see what the difference is going to be. And then they asked us to deposit 100,000. And obviously, whenever we have an opening balance, we change our date to the first day of the month. And in this case, we're asked to change it to the 1st of March 2026. The 1st of March 2026. And then I save my bank account. Now, this is what happens. If I do not select it as a default bank account, this is what happens. It still says I do not have a bank account until I go and select there, then I will see the bank account. But now I will check that I will check that comment now. But now, because I want to edit this and change it so that it is a default bank account, all I do is simply go to my list of bank accounts, and then I edit this one, and then I make it a default bank account, and I save. Immediately when you save, now the difference is that if I come here now to the list, or when I make a payment, it will automatically give me that as my bank account. Right. So there was a question. Mr. Bora, I don't know if you can read that for me. See, let me go to the chart. I don't have the chart open here. Is there a document that shows the correct answers to the exam that we had to capture on Blackboard? We will get to that just now. I just want us to cover this part, and then we will be done, and we will go back to the answers. I hope that is okay, Tracy. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. And then the next part, so we are done with step number 2. So we said step number 1 is taking the company details, that is setting up our company. And then step number 2 is our bank account, or setting up our bank account. And then step number 3 is our VAT settings now, because we want our VAT so that when we go and buy water from the shop, that VAT also is reflected in the financial statements of the business. So to set up our VAT, I always say that this is the responsibility of the accountant. This is not the administrator's role, because the administrator, I will explain what I mean by the administrator and the accountant of the business. Now, this is the responsibility of the accountant. So what normally happens is that the accountant, if our business is going to be registered for VAT, the accountant of the business, or a person who has a clue on what happens with VAT within the business, is the one that is going to do the application on behalf of our business with SARS. And that person will be responsible for that. So that is why we find it in the accountant's area. And then you go to VAT, VAT returns and reports, VAT returns and reports, for us to set our VAT. And step number 1 gives you an overview. You can read that whenever you have a chance. And then we go to step number 2, that is the VAT period and submission due date. And now you can already see the VAT number that we captured when we were taking down our company details, or when we were setting up our company. The advantage of this exercise that we had to do, if you look at the document in front of you, The first text box is asking us to take down the last VAT period end date. Now, in this case, it was given to us. And if you look at the question paper, what was the last VAT period end date?
End of Feb.
That was the 28th
28
of that was the 28th of February 2026.
Yeah.
28th of Feb 2026. Thank you for that. And they further said that a submission is due on the 20th of the following month. So what does this mean? With SARS allows you to collect VAT for a certain period, depending on the agreement that you have with SARS. For instance, we said that our frequency is 2 months. So in this case, SARS will allow us to collect VAT from the 1st of March 2026 to the last day of our VAT period. And then once the period ends, they will allow us until a certain date to do all our reconciliations and then do a submission. And in this case, we were told that the submission is on the 20th of the following month after the VAT period has ended. Now, for this period that you see in front of you, what would you say the submission due date is in this case?
Is it not the 30th of April?
Remember, they said the 20th. Now, for this, remember, this last VAT period ended on the 28th of February 2026. So submission, it happens immediately in the month after on the 20th. So what date is that? Again, remember this period, the last period ended on the 28th of February 2026, right? And then they say to you that the submission for this period is on the 20th of the following month after the period has ended.
So the 20th of March.
That is the 20th of March. That's correct. That is the 20th of March. Because you will remember that I said SARS allows you to collect that VAT for that period. Once the period comes to an end, then they will give you, it's either, it can be the 15th, it can be the 20th, it can be the 25th. All right? Or it can even be the 5th. So in this case, we are told that submission is on the 20th of the following month, which means SARS allows us 20 days to do our reconciliation for the period that has just ended. Then whatever the difference or the money is for that period, it will only be submitted by the 20th. So if you submit it after the 20th, then there will be penalties. But if you submit it before the 20th, so your cut-off date for the period of the 28th is the 20th of March. Are we together? Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, colleagues. All right, so we say it is the 20th of March 2026. The 20th of March. And in this case, we said our frequency is what?
Biannually, 2 months.
We said
Bi-monthly.
it is 2, yes. We said it is 2. Now, what this means, how many times are we going to submit VAT to SARS for this financial year if we are collecting VAT every 2 months?
6 times.
We are going to submit 6 times. How many times are we going to submit VAT if our frequency is 6?
2 times.
2 times. Thank you for that. All right, and then we go to our summary. Our summary says your previous VAT period ended on the 28th of February, 2026. And based on your reporting frequency, your next VAT period will end on the 30th of April. Now, let's quickly calculate this. Do we agree with the 30th of April? Because remember, the previous one ended on the 28th of February. Now, if the previous one ended on the 28th of February, when is the current one starting?
1st of March.
The 1st of March, when we start our financial year. That is correct. And then when is the one that starts on the 1st of March ending?
8 April.
The 30th of April. Thank you for that. Now, also that applies. So the one that ends on the 30th of April, when will the submission for that period be?
The 20th of the next month.
The 20th of May. So in the next line, they say your previous VAT period submission was due on the 20th of March, but your next one is the 20th of May. All right. Now, I also want to note this. What does this mean? You will not be able to edit these transactions. What does this mean? It simply means that once we do an application with SARS and we reach an agreement that our VAT is going to be for a certain period. For instance, we have decided on the frequency and we have agreed on the frequency. That is, it is 2. Now, you can't willy-nilly change that information. You have to do a new application with SARS altogether. And this arrangement in place would have to be cancelled before you do a new application. That is why we say here, you will not be able to edit these transactions unless you do a new application with SARS. So that is step number 3. And we accept terms and conditions, and then we continue. Are we all clear on this part? Are we still together, colleagues?
Yes, sir.
All right, so now I'm going to Blackboard quickly. I just want to share something. Okay, I will come back to this exercise. I just want to go to Blackboard quickly. Blackboard, I want to check now. I'm going to display. I hope you have your tests open in front of you so that you can see what was required. I'm opening the test now.
Just a quick thing, Nessa. We actually cannot download the question paper unless I'm the only one that is unable to.
Yeah, it's view only.
Okay.
View only. Sorry, I'm supposed to edit this. June exam, edit. There we go. Now, if you look after the paragraphs that were given to us, there's a couple of questions that we required to answer there. The first one, when did Century Boutique or when did our urban store begin its financial year? Can I get an answer for that, please?
1st of March.
1st of
The
March.
1st of March 2026. It was given to us. It was there in black and white. So I hope you got that one. You got that answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say, based on your reporting frequency from your summary, when is your next VAT period end date?
8/04.
That is the 30th of April. We just discussed that, and I hope you were able to apply that correctly. Okay, we are finding out now. I understand the shock, so it's
No,
fine.
we're not finding
but
out anything.
is it okay?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay, all right. And then with Sage, once I set my VAT, I cannot be able to edit these settings. Is this true or false or
That's
trolls?
true.
That is true. That is true because this is what I just explained. Now you can't change these details anytime. You'll have to do
That's what
a
2
new
points as well.
application with
Okay.
SAS. All right. And then our VAT submission will occur twice a year. True, false, or trolls?
Huh?
The VAT submission will occur twice a year. True, false, or trolls?
That's false.
False. Because our VAT submission will occur how many times? How many times are we going to submit?
6.
6 times, yes.
How many points was that worth?
That was 6. That was 8 in total. For the first
Okay.
4 questions, that was 8
That was
out
2
of
points.
8.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, it's 2 points. And based on your understanding now, we wanted you to take your mind out of the system. Based on your understanding of the system, when is your next VAT submission due date if we are looking from the 1st of June?
Is it
Now, we
3107?
wanted to be hypothetical in this sense that you assume that today is the 1st of June. Now, if our VAT period starts on the 1st of June, when does it end? That is the first
3107.
question you need to answer. Sorry?
3107.
3107, that is correct. But the question in this case is not asking the 3107, but it is
Is it
asking
possible?
for the due date. Now, you said the period ends on the 3107. When is the submission due date?
20th of July.
08.
The 20th of August. That is correct.
2008.
Ish.
Can I get a half a mark though? Because it was not clear enough.
But do you see what we're trying to do, colleagues? Because here now
It was the
we
English.
Guys,
No,
we're not reading with comprehension.
It's the English.
we're trying to move you to shift your mind now from the system. We don't want you to depend on the system too much. We're using a hypothesis now, saying that okay, assume that today is the 1st, and you would only know if you understand the system and how these frequencies work. So I'm glad that you were able to apply that and come up with the 20th of August. Are we all clear in this part? So that was 10 marks for free.
Okay.
10 marks. All right.
Okay.
And then the next part that we're required to do here is a pity that I can't be able to import these, but I'm going to have to capture them. So by what time should we be out of here? Can we do 7 o'clock at least?
That's fine. That
All right.
works.
Okay. Now, the next part that we're required to do here is to add our, sorry, this is the last time, and I'm asking you colleagues to do this exercise. Please do this exercise so that we continue with it next week, because this is the last time we are dealing with a product-based business. We'll be moving now to a service rendering business.
Oh God.
No, it's not difficult at all. It's not difficult at all.
We still trying to grasp the product and now we don't want to say
No, that's
this.
easy. Easy stuff. Don't worry. It's easy stuff. And we will try and guide you as much as we can. So we add our supplier master files. I'm just going to try and be as quick as possible here. We add our supplier master files. So this is menswear. And we said Hugo Boss supplies us with menswear. And we said the opening balance is 23,000. Opening balance is 23,000. And obviously, whenever we have an opening balance, we need to change it to the first of our financial year. Because if you look at this, they say to you as of the 1st of March 2026. So, and the credit limit here, they said it is 100,000.
100K.
100,000. VAT reference. Remember, we are not involved here. Whether they give us their reference number or what, they will deal with SARS by themselves. We don't care about their VAT number, okay? And also we were told to auto-allocate payments to the oldest invoice, so we select that option. So I'm going to use any address that appears here. Okay, colleagues, this is not where I stay. Please don't look at that address. Okay, and then I copy the address over. Right, and then the discount is said to be 5%. The discount is 5%. Now, the most important part here, because remember we are dealing with VAT here. So the default VAT type is going to be what? Standard
15%, the
rate.
standard rate.
Standard rate. So it's always going to be the standard rate. And if we look at this, our payment terms with this particular supplier, they say our due date for payment is at the end of the current month. At the end of current month, so it's already there. We leave the DRC VAT. We're not going to do anything about that. Right? We save that supplier. And then we move to the second supplier. The second supplier is Foschini. Now Foschini supplies us with women's wear. Okay, it's not here. Supplies us with women's wear. Okay. And then the opening balance is said to be 10,000 rands. Oh, what's happening now? Okay, 10K. And then we change our date. These dates are always important to change. And I will explain to you a little later why it's always advised for us to change them. Right, and then we said the credit limit is 180K. Auto allocate to the oldest invoice, and then okay, copy over, mobile number is there. Now the discount with this particular supplier is at 10%, and default VAT type is always at 15%. And now we could have easily said all of them, the terms are that we pay at the end of current month. But because we wanted to understand or to assess whether you understand and you can pay attention to detail, that is why we had to make them a little different. We could have easily said end of the current month, but we wanted to assess whether you understand what you are doing or you comprehend. So we said 30 days from date of invoice, and then we say the new. Then we go to our last supplier. Our last supplier is Earthchild. I pray I never get to that store. It's where? And 49K, and then we change our date to the 1st of March. And colleagues, I mean it. I pray that I never get to this store again. 200,000, that is our credit limit. And then our address is the same. Sorry? Yes, auto allocate. Thank you for that. I will consider that just now. And then we auto allocate and copy address over, mobile number. And then here, the discount, we are offered 15%, and our VAT is at standard rate. And it is 60 days from date of invoice now. And then we save that supply. The next question that is asked from us now is out of 4. The total amount owed to suppliers combined is how much? There's 2 options that you can or there's 2 methods that you can follow to get this amount. The first one, you already know that by virtue of us having opening balances, this is the amount that we owe to the suppliers. You simply add these amounts and then
Yeah.
you get what is owed to the supplier. Or you go to the system, you go to your suppliers, you go to your reports, and then you go to your supplier balances. And then when you view report, the supplier, the system will give
It
you
was
the
82K.
total that is owed to
Uh,
suppliers.
uh, uh, uh.
And all you had to do in this case was to select 82,000. You didn't even have to type it. You had to select it. It was a multiple choice. All right, and then we move now to the next one. That was 4 marks. So this is 14 marks free of charge. Free.
Oh,
Free.
must be nice.
And then we go to our customer master files, and then we add our first customer. And our first customer in this case is Siliconware. And this is the last time we are capturing supplier of master files. We will be importing them now, left, right, and center. So at least we are moving somewhere. Right, category is menswear. And the opening balance is 26,000. And we change it to the 1st of March. Credit limit, how much is it?
50.
50,000. Oh, what am I doing now? Sorry. Okay, 50,000. Don't worry about the sales rep. Let's not get to that part. Now, this customer accepts electronic invoices, auto-allocate to the oldest invoice, and then we are going to use the same address with these customers as well. Copy address over, details, same number. And the discount offered to this customer is 10%.
10%.
10%, and also the default VAT type is standard rate. Now, with the customers, all invoices are due 30 days
30 days
after the
after
invoices
invoice
are
date.
issued. And this was a trick, by the way, because we didn't say from date of invoice. We just changed the terminology there, but it's essentially the same thing from date of invoice. Because we're just saying there 30 days after the invoices are issued. So we wanted you to understand or to apply your mind there. So 30 days from date of invoice.
You could have made our lives easy.
No, my job is to make your life as complicated as possible so that it's easier for you at work.
Then you must really hate us.
Oh yeah, I'll make it better next time. I'll definitely make it better. All right. And then the second customer is Young Designers. And this is women's wear. One of the students, it was a lady, she asks me, why am I always starting with men?
Makes sense. You're a man.
But
And M comes before the W, but K comes before the M, so
yeah.
block it.
And then our opening balance is 28,000 and the
1,000.
credit limit is 80,000.
80.
80K. And auto allocate, change the date to the 1st of March. Auto allocate, address is the same. Copy over. I believe now it looks so easy. What was the discount here?
Problem. Discount is 17%.
17%. We are giving money away here. And then default VAT type is at okay. Standard rate from date of invoice. Okay, save and new. We go to our last customer, and that is Paris Clothing.
Yes.
Paris Clothing, and that is kids wear. Kids wear. And opening balance is 22 and 180. These kids are eating our money. Why so much credit limit for them? 180,000. Sorry. What's happening now? I think my laptop is tired. Right, accepts electronic invoices, auto allocate, and this is the last customer, I promise, colleagues. So we'll be done shortly.
The dates.
Or the dates, thank you. And we won't even finish at 7. At least it's moving faster.
Arbitrary. Yeah.
Right, and then what's the discount here?
7%.
7. All right.
Yeah.
And then we move to standard rate, and it's 30 days
30
from
days
date of
after.
invoice. I always say, as a business person, you want to collect your money from your customers as early as possible. But when it comes to paying your suppliers, you want to pay them as late as possible. So that is the modus operandi in business. All right, we save that. And then we are asked the
Yes,
same.
keep a business afloat.
And then the last, okay, then the next question is similar to the previous one. Total amount owed by customers combined is, you simply combine the amounts, the opening balances, or you go to customers, you go to reports, you go to customer balances, and then you view report. And the report gives you 76,000
Yay, got
rands.
that.
And you had to type that amount as 76,000. So we didn't give you that one as a multiple choice question.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did we have to put the R
Yes, you
for
did,
the rest?
but I know Blackboard marked you incorrectly if you didn't put the R or the zeros at the end, the decimals.
Okay.
But I had to go through each and every person's script to ensure that those are catered for as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Was this
I
for 2
gave you
marks,
mark
sir?
either way. That was for 2 marks, yes.
Mm,
And the reason we
so
are
that's
making it 2
16.
marks here, it is because we have already given you so much here.
And after all this work,
And it's practically the same question. Remember, the trick here, this is not about the capturing of these master files. It is just you going to the system and extracting this information now. So if we're giving you marks for, we already gave you marks in March for the master files. We can't be giving you that now. All right, and then the last master file is our items. My favorite. I love these items.
evaluations.
The first item code is LS001. I'm going to ask someone to take a calculator for me and calculate for me so that we don't take a lot of time with this. The first
Don't have
one
mine
is
close by.
leather shoes, and the category is menswear. Menswear. Save. The opening cost was given to us as 2350, so that is 2,350. And the opening quantity is 15. And whenever you have an opening quantity, you always change the date to the first day of
First
the
off.
month.
Yeah.
And then they say to us at the bottom, the company uses a markup of 25% on cost exclusive. So which means whatever the amount you will get, it has to be put on exclusive selling price. Then the system will calculate the inclusive selling price. So what is the exclusive selling price in this case?
Okay, they take off.
29. 293750.
3750, right? Then the system calculates that on our behalf. We move to the next item. The next item is LS001, and then that is also leather shoes. That's also leather shoes. And then the category there is women's wear.
It's women's.
Okay. And then we said here the opening cost is 1850. The opening quantity is 18, and then the date changes to the 1st of March. And what is the selling price?
231250.
2312.50. Is that correct? Is that correct? No, did I type it correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we move to the next one, and then the next one is a men's coat. That is item number 3. It's a men's coat, and the system doesn't accept commas and apostrophes and what. It's fine. And then what is that? It's men's wear, right? Okay. What do they say now? What is this? Category?
Your description says men's coat. It should be men's wear, isn't it? No, the category.
Oh,
sorry.
description is that's not the category.
I'm not sure I
We're
understand.
by the
No,
description
that's right.
line.
Never mind, so it's fine.
Oh. So I'm supposed to select men's wear here. Oh, okay.
Category.
Right, and then the price is 3270. 3270, and the opening quantity is 7. And then what is the selling price?
408750.
4087.5.
0.5, like that.
Yep.
Like that.
Yes.
Okay.
4085. Your 87.50.
Okay. Then we move to the next one. That is a women's coat. Okay, that's a women's wear. The price is 2585.
85.
Ladies, can you guess why the opening quantity is at 0?
Sir, that's
But it's
zeros.
not winter.
It gives me nightmares.
It's not yet winter.
No,
I
because you
hate-
guys buy a lot of clothes. You buy clothes every month end. That's why.
So they're out of.
So they're out of stock. We're out of stock. All right. So the 0. Then the selling price is
3231.25.
323.
1.25.
0.25. Thank you for that. And then we go to the second last item, and that is PLD. That is PLD and piloted. I don't even know what that is.
It's got pleats at the end.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then that is women's wear.
It's kids.
kids wear.
Kids.
Oh, it's kids wear.
Yes.
Do kids wear dresses with pleats?
Hey, man,
Girls do.
are you asking us? Who said the paper?
Oh, this is funny. Okay. That's why I quickly ran to women's wear. So this is kids wear. And that one is
789.
789, and the opening quantity is 4. You will notice that when we had 0, I didn't even bother changing the date because a 0 yesterday is a 0 tomorrow, and it will be a 0
A zero.
tomorrow to that other day, right? And that's why I didn't change the date. But because we have the opening quantity here, then I had to change. So what is the selling price here?
986.25.
986.25. And then we save and new. And then the last item, we are almost done, is Barbie onesie. A Barbie onesie.
It gives
Also,
it away.
yeah, kids wear. And opening cost is 900.
900.
And the opening quantity is 12.
12.
And the date is the 1st of March, 2026. And then the exclusive selling price?
It's 1125.
1125. And then we're safe.
We can call it a day.
Not yet. We are almost done. And then you were asked a few questions. On the 15th of
Sorry,
March.
just a question.
Yes, please.
Based on this, based on the fact that we were asked questions, do we refer to the questions on the initial question paper? Because obviously there's differences between some of the questions asked on the question paper and some of the questions asked on Blackboard.
Yeah.
So there was instances where you could have then saved time, obviously, just hypothetically asking in this case.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. Remember, when we ask on the question paper, we are literally covering all bases. So not all the questions that are in the question paper will be on Blackboard because we're trying to save you time now. But we understand that we have to ask as much as we can on the document. Even now, if you can say to me, can you please mark my script, the manual
The
one?
written script.
I'm open to that. You see? So
Yeah.
because Blackboard had more, but I will still allocate according to what was asked on Blackboard. Is that clear? I was
Put them
satisfied
both
with that answer.
together.
Okay. And now on the 15th of March, you are expected or required to view the item valuation report. What is the total value? All I have to do is to go to the system, go to my items, go to my reports, and check my item valuation report. On the 15th of March, we're very specific on that date.
Oh, I don't think I changed my dates.
But it would have given you the same.
Okay.
On the 15th of March, that is 105,396. Then if you say 105,369, then I punish you there. I give you 0. But in this case, it was 2 marks. I gave you 2 marks because it is 105,396. And then we say to you, annually, what is the grand total of your item movement report? All you have to do is to simply go to your items, you go to your reports, you check your item movement report, and you change it to annually. And then if you report, then the report will give you a total of 56. And then lastly, you don't even have to go and check the bank account. At this point, how much is in your bank account?
Is it not the opening balance?
100,000.
It's
100.
100,000 because
Stays the
we
same.
have not used the money yet. But if you insist, you can still go to the system and check how much is there because you want to. We go to banking, transactions, banking, and then it gives us the balance that we have in our account. So we can stop there for today, colleagues, and then we will continue next week. Hopefully, we will be able to finish the exercise next week. And I am hoping that at least you got some answers, and at least it there's a little bit of a difference between the confusion you had during the exam and now. Yes, I see a hand.
So just to confirm, will we be continuing next week, Monday, in our normal class slot? As this slot is usually our cost and management accounting.
Can I request that we use Wednesday? You don't have a class on Monday, then you will have it with me again and Mr. Bure on Wednesday, because I'm having a class at 5 o'clock with the hotel school, and then we can do ours on Wednesday. Only that is a special arrangement for next week.
Sir,
Mr.
that's not
Bure?
that can't work because we have management accounting, and then after management accounting, we have internal auditing.
Or on Wednesday?
On Wednesdays, yes. Tuesdays, we have tax. Mondays, AIS, and Thursdays is FA2. So it's only Fridays and after our 5 o'clock classes that I have slots at least.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think what time we can use. Friday?
I'm fine with Friday. I can't speak for the
What time
rest.
Friday? I have an appointment,
What
a
time
doctor's
Friday?
appointment at 4.
Kaya, they're gonna send you the recording.
Okay. No, let's stick to Monday. We'll make a plan.
Alrighty.
Yeah, then Mr. Bure will communicate with you. I hope you are still here, sir, Mr. Bure.
He's there somewhere.
Oh, he is somewhere in the room. All right. Okay, colleagues, I hope you are covered for now. But if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. We will definitely answer you. So, just quickly, your exam in September. Let's talk about that. I was thinking, and I'm trying to pilot this year, that we do it as a group assignment.
Thank you.
Sir,
But
how does
even
this
though
group's
I
marks
know.
look? Because
sorry,
I'm a weak link at this moment.
okay, so let's quickly deal with this. So if you do it in groups, for instance, it might be 3 of you in a group, 3 in a group, 3 in a group, depending on how many you are. So you are going to do the work as a group, right?
Mhm.
And then you go and answer on Blackboard individually. For instance, if the group said that the closing balance in the bank account when we finished all the transactions is minus 25,000, and when you are answering on your own, you say it's 25,000, then you do not get a mark. But those who put
So I get
the resolution of
penalized.
the group will get the mark. I don't know if that makes sense.
So what in the case where I get my answers correct and then my teammates get them incorrect? So I'll be
Then
penalized.
that
You
is
get your
their
marks,
problem.
Kanya.
Okay,
Then that is
that's
their
Whatever
fine.
you have
problem.
right is
Okay.
yours.
Because Blackboard will give you the correct mark if you put the correct mark. So if the rest put other marks, then it will be on them. Are we clear on that one, colleagues? But we will communicate this. And also, let me just calculate this for you and inform you how your 40%, your remaining 40% is going to work. So now we are left with 40%. Please just have a calculator in front of you. So that 40% in total is out of 300 marks. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
The 40% is out of 300. So what does this mean? For your September class test will be out of 40. Let's say in September, you score that 40 in full. We take that 40, we put it in a bucket and store it there. So which means out of that 300, you are left with 260.
260.
Okay? September exam comes, it's out of 100. We take that, let's say you score 100 as well. We take that 100, we put it in the bucket. That means you have got 140 to you already. Then the November exam, the November class test comes, it's out of 40 as well. You score 40, we take that 40, we put it in the bucket. That means you have got 180 in your possession. And then the last exam is out of 120. That is your final exam, 120. And that exam is set by SAGE. It's not set by us as the institution. And that exam is where SAGE will certify you, where they will give you a certificate if you pass it by 75% and more. But at CPUT, the requirement for you to pass is 50%. But with SAGE, if you get 74%, you have failed and you do not get a certificate. But for you to progress at CPUT, you need to get 50%. So now let's say you get 50% from that exam. So that is 60 out of 120, which simply means that now your mark is 240 out of 300. So if you can say 240 divided by 300, how much is that? And then you multiply it by 40. How much is that?
Multiply by 40.
That's 32.
Yes, multiplied by 40, that's 32, ne?
Uh-huh.
Yes. So you take that 32, you already know your progress now, what your progress is. You take that 32, you add it to the progress that you already have. If you are sitting maybe at 28, let's say you are sitting at 28 now out of 60, because we've already covered 60. You say 28 plus 32, and how much is that?
That's 60.
That's 60. So that means your final mark will be 60%.
60.
Are we all clear, colleagues?
We're clear.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. And thank you so much for joining on such a short notice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
See
you very
you.
much.
Bye.
Bye.